Hi everyone, welcome back to the Emerald Oracle. I've got a new pick a card reading set up for you here. This one is what is next with regard to my career and finances. Let's see what's coming up next for you with regard to your money and finances and career. Before we get going, I just want to remind everybody to please subscribe to my channel. It would be much appreciated, and it would allow me to keep making videos like this for you guys, which I really enjoy doing. So please subscribe and like and share, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be reminded when we post new videos. All right. So let's get going. We've got 3 sets of cards here. On set of cards number 1, I've got a beautiful sodalite crystal. On set of cards number 2, we've got some tree agate, really interesting. And on set of cards number 3, I have a piece of Irish moss agate, really cool. Okay, so please clear your mind, take a deep breath. Picture a clear blue sky or a white sheet of paper, and then you're going to choose from set of cards 1, 2, or 3, and I'll just give you a second to do that. All right, so let's get going with set of cards number 1, and I will put the timestamps in for you guys so that you can fast forward to the set of cards that you've chosen. Let's just put that there for a second. All right, so let's get going for set of cards number 1 for career and finance. Let's see what we've got going here. See what's coming up for you. Boy, that's a little crooked. Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Let me see where to put this guy. You know what? I'm going to put him like that. All right. So for those of you who've chosen set of cards number 1, this looks like we've got some transformation, really, you know, more than transformation, that's not the right word. Let me put it this way. It feels to me like you're either, many of you may be considering taking classes or courses or going to school for something or back to school. This is for, you know, doesn't matter if you're male or female, and honestly doesn't matter your age. So if you're coming right out of school, right out of high school or college, this could be saying that you're considering, you know, going to a college school for, you know, enrolling in classes and going for a degree for a particular type of career or work, and or a certificate program of some kind. Or if you are older, this is letting me know that there is a transformation coming. So it looks like maybe, let's go back and say you're coming out of high school and you thought you were going to go one way, but you're going to go another way. Okay, because I have some kind of change here happening. So this is letting me know that you might have thought you were going to, let's say you were going to go to school to be a lawyer, and now you've changed your mind and you want to be a writer. It's really going in a different direction kind of thing. And now if you are an adult and already, you know, out of school and all of that, this is basically saying to me that whatever you've been doing thus far, whatever career you've had or work that you've been doing, money has not been flowing, okay? Money has not been flowing to you. So it hasn't been very lucrative for you, whatever you've been doing thus far. So this is basically saying that there is a shift that's going to occur. And it looks to me that that's probably coming up as you decide maybe to, like I said, go to school for something. That could be going back to school, getting further education. You could go for your master's in something. Maybe you never got a degree at all and you decide it's not too late. You're going to do it online, or you're going to go back to college and get a degree in something. And it can be classes that are not, related to college. They're just classes, or a certificate program of some kind, where you can then sort of elevate the possibility of how much money you could make. And also, I think you'll be much happier in the new path that you're taking. Now, it can be the same genre that you're already in. I don't know, let's say you're in the beauty industry and you're a makeup artist and you decide you want to add in skincare and you want to become also an esthetician. So you can now take classes to become an esthetician. So now you're a makeup artist and an esthetician, or a hairstylist and an esthetician and a makeup artist. That kind of thing where you're adding to it, and whatever it is that you're adding in there is transformative, and it will elevate your finances. It will elevate the amount of money that you're able to make, and you will have quite a bit of success at it. I just realized she's a little bit naked on there, so just in case, I'm going to cover that up, because you never know who's watching. Let's just keep it very PG. Okay, so but it does look to me like money has been kind of a struggle. It's been up and down, and like mostly down, where you do get ahead sometimes, and, have some extra, but it just quickly goes and it just seems like it's never enough. And, most of us do live hand to mouth, but as that expression goes, paycheck to paycheck. But, it feels like, if you're working so hard, which I feel like most of you who've chosen this set of cards work very hard at what you do, and yet you're not getting as far as you should. So those of you who are considering taking classes for something or going back to school for something, whether it's an addition to and an add-on to what you're already doing or something completely new, it can even be deciding that you want to be self-employed and going into business for yourself. There's something there where there's a transformation required. There's a little bit of risk required. It is going to shake you out of your comfort zone a little bit. But for sure, and you're going to question, am I doing the right thing? Am I being wise? But it does look like you would be quite successful, and it will elevate you and take your money from scarcity to having plenty, having more than enough, really having, so much that you can give back, that you could find yourself donating to charities, favorite charities and things, because you really have an abundance. It's really like feast or famine here. This is saying like, right now this is coming up like you've been struggling, like there's just bills have been piling up. And it's been maybe one huge expense after another. And it's not to say that you're not working hard and you're not making decent money, but it just, I'm getting the energy here for this group that it's never enough is what it's kind of felt like. It's, you work really hard, do the best you can, try to think of everything you can to maybe make extra money or make your dollars stretch and go as far as possible. But to take care of yourself, to take care of maybe your family or your children, or loved ones, or to pay off debts or whatever it is, it just feels like your dollars are going less far. I mean, there is, throughout the country, we are dealing with inflation in this country. So most of us are dealing with this type of issue. However, for you guys, it feels like very strongly that there's something that's been brewing and you've been considering taking on. Like I said, a schooling of some kind, classes, a certificate program, or just an entrepreneurial pursuit, maybe opening your own business of some kind. Go for it, because the change definitely, I'm seeing here a victory. I'm seeing here success. I'm seeing here going from scarcity and lack to having abundance and prosperity and having plenty. So it will invest in yourself, because this is a really good thing. You will make a huge impact and a huge difference on your life, and especially on your career and on your finances. And you will take your finances to a much higher level and just be in a place where you have, I don't think you've ever been in your life. For some of you, maybe it's a return to, but I don't think so. I think that this will take your finances to a level you haven't gotten to yet. And that will be such a reward. That will be a great thing. You know, I get very strongly from this group that this is a hardworking group. I get that these are people who, you know, this is not a lazy group. This is not a group of people who are sitting around looking like, how do I get rich quick? How do I, you know, just win the lottery and sit home and do nothing and just have lots of money. I mean, we would all love that. You know, it's not technically there's nothing wrong if that's what you desire, but I don't get that vibe from this group. Okay, I mean, of course you'd love that, and anyone would love to win the lottery, but the vibe I get from this group very strongly is if you've chosen this particular set of cards, you're a person who's worked hard and you really do try. And then sometimes you get frustrated with how hard you work and how much you try to please everyone and be there for your family, for your friends, for your kids, for your loved ones. I get you're the kind of group that, you know, if people call upon you, you're there for them. You'll really be there and do anything for your loved ones and your friends. So it's just, I get this frustrated feeling off of these cards and off of this group of trying so hard and yet still being in a place of lack and scarcity, and you're just not having enough, and that feels unfair, and for sure it is. So, but you don't have to stay there. You know, you're going to manifest some kind of change, so don't resist that. It also feels like there's someone around you. This would be an older person. This could be, it could be a parent. You know, it's coming up male energy, so it's most likely a father figure. Could be a father, grandfather, an uncle. It doesn't have to be a family member. It can be just someone you would consider like a father or a grandfather. Someone, you know, considerably older than you, that you view as very wise, who is actually very wise, and gives you good counsel. So, you know, run it by that person in your life, and I feel that they will very much encourage you and support you and help to guide you. They may even give you the money to go take those classes, or the money to invest in yourself or in a space. Let's say you want to open a little business or something. They will in some way either help you with information, with support, or with finances to do it, or all three. So this is coming up as there is someone in your life, most likely a male energy. It could be someone that's an air sign. It could be Aries, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. So it could be one of the air signs, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It doesn't have to be. They may just have those tendencies of those signs. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that they're an air sign. It's just coming up with that energy. So, or you could be the air sign as well. But regardless, this is saying that there is a strong figure in your life who can guide you and help you, and it will be more than happy to do that. And you should take the leap and make the transition and invest in yourself, because this is showing a definite change in your finances for the better. This is an investment in yourself. This is an investment in your future, and it will 100% pay off. It looks really positive to pay off far better than you ever could have imagined. I mean, there's a huge victory and success cards here, and then bringing you to a place where not only are you successful and do you have plenty now for yourself and your family and your loved ones, and you can provide, you know, and take care of yourself and take care of your children maybe, or those that you need to or love, and pay off any debts you have. But then you even have left over. You even have more than that. So it's it brings you to a level, like I said, that you haven't been to before, where you know, like a much higher tax bracket, where you can actually give back to community, give back to charities and such, because you literally have plenty. And I think you are the kind of people who will do that. You'll feel blessed. You'll feel like your ship has finally come in, and you'll be so grateful for the journey that you took, and that you took the leap, and you will want to share some of the fruits of your labors and all of your efforts. So this is a beautiful thing. This is a good thing, and I'm very excited for group 1 here. Those of you who've chosen set of cards 1, don't be afraid. Take the leap, go for it, invest in yourself, and seek guidance from someone close to you that's pretty wise. I think you know who that person would be in your life. And they will support you. They will help you. But this does look like your career is going to take a turn for the better. You are going to make a shift and make a change and invest in yourself in one way or another. And that is kind of the smartest thing you can do, and will bring you to a place of true wealth. And it will bring you joy too, just in knowing that you made the right choice for yourself, and that you have so much more, and you can kind of exhale. So this is a great thing. Get those manifestation affirmations going. Keep your focus on what you want and not what you don't want, and make sure that you're affirming every day the career that you want and the amount of money that you want to make per year, and the lifestyle that you want to live. Don't forget to do that. That's really important and very helpful in manifesting your dreams faster and faster. All right, let's see what this is the Healing Angel deck. This is the outside of the card. So pretty, the heart with the wings there. All right, what have we got for group 1? Oh, achievements. Achievements. Nice. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. Totally fitting. Fantastic. So I would say, in two ways. First of all, they're telling you to congratulate yourself for the journey you've already had thus far. Like I said in the beginning, you're a person who works hard and you've achieved a lot. So, take note of that and be grateful for it, and believe in yourself, and give yourself a pat on the back for where you've come to at this point. They want you to do that. The angels are saying, you have achievements, you have traveled pretty far, you have come a long way. It doesn't matter if you're right out of high school, then maybe you did great in high school, or you overcame a lot of things that you had to get through. And same as for the adults. Same thing. Your life journey this far is, you've got a lot to be grateful for, and a lot to pat yourself on the back and applaud yourself and say, hey, I did it. I made it. And I've achieved a lot of things. And then it's an omen of the future. It's also letting you know there's much more achievements on their way to you. There's much more you're yet to achieve, but it's coming. And you're going to do that. You're going to be celebrating, and you're going to be victorious here. And you're going to celebrate getting more and more things and achievements and a career and finances that bring you to a level where you feel that you've worked really hard and you deserve all that you've achieved here. So this is a beautiful reading, and I am so happy for all of you. Congrats. Take that leap and keep the faith. All right, group 1. All right, we are going to move on now to set of cards number 2. So let me just clear these away. All right, set of cards number 2. All righty, let's see what we've got for set of cards number 2. I'm going to remind everybody to please subscribe if you haven't already. It will allow me to keep making these videos and posting them for all of you. So please subscribe to my channel and like and share. And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. All right? Thank you, everyone. All right, so for set of cards number 2, can you tell I like things to line up a certain way? I swear I promise I'm not so OCD. I like it to line up like symmetrically a little bit. Okay. Okay, set of cards number 2. Group 2, let's look at what we've got here. Okay. All right, this looks to me like you guys are feeling a little stuck or maybe indifferent about your career path. It feels like coming up, you're going to have maybe a decision to make. Looking like there's a choice, the road is going to fork maybe in two different paths that you can take. This is a good thing, not a negative thing. Let me just quickly say that. This is definitely a good thing, okay? But I am just showing that I don't even think you're indifferent or unhappy with what you're doing. Maybe some of you are. But for many of you, what I'm picking up is that you're just not sure what direction to go, so you're kind of not doing anything, if that makes sense. I've got that, part of you is like, it's good, things are good the way they are. Like I do have a good job and I could just stay where I am and that'll be fine. There's no need for me to get a different job. There's no need for me to take a different career path or expand my business or change my business, et cetera, et cetera. However, I think deep down that you don't have to do it, but it looks very much like you should do it. It looks very much like if you don't, let's say, for instance, let me think how to put this. Let's say that you have a business, okay? You're self-employed, you have your own business, and the business is doing well, but let's say it's just you and like one other employee. It's a very small operation. Maybe it's just you, yourself, or maybe you have like I said, one employee helping you out. And it's small, it does well, you're successful thus far. And it's going well, and it's been like this now, let's say for a few years, okay? It's doing well, and part of your thinking is, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. However, you know that there's a ceiling on how much you can make and what you can do with this business if you don't expand it. So let's say maybe expanding means that you'd have to get a new space, or you'd have to hire a bunch more people, and then that involves, let's say, trust and change, and it makes you a little nervous, right? So that's one example of this, and this is saying you keep weighing it out, and you get a little nervous and afraid, so then you don't make any change. You kind of just like sit stalemate and don't do anything. But eventually, you're not going to be able to just sit there anymore. There's a lot of movement cards here. So it's saying that there will come a point, probably maybe by the end of this year, beginning of next year, where you feel like you need to make a move. You might get forced into it, but again, in a good way. There's nothing negative here, so don't be nervous, okay? When I say forced into it, maybe... I really don't know. It can be, maybe your lease is up, and you have to move to a different space, and now you can't find one as small as you had. You can only find larger ones. Hence, that would push you into expanding and hiring more employees and expanding the services that you offer, let's say, or the things that you sell if it's retail. So this is how it's showing me that there's expansion that's waiting to come to you. And if you go down that road and make that change, I say if you, but this really looks like you will. Once you make the decision, let's put it that way. Once you decide, okay, I have to do this, or I should do this, and I'm going to actually do it, or I don't have a choice. If you don't have a choice, but it's not a negative thing, even if you perceive it to be negative, it's not. I promise you, if you don't have a choice, it will be for good reasons, and it will be to your benefit. So once you make that decision and that choice to go down a different path, and when I say a different path, I don't mean that you have to abandon what you're doing and choose a new career. I mean, surely, yes, that could be a possibility here, but mostly I think that this is choosing a path that expands upon what you already have, and you go forward with that, and now it just opens the floodgates, and you're able to do and create and be so much more than you already had before in this career path that you have. So, and much more money will come to you. Your finances will skyrocket in a really great way. Your money and the amount of money that you're able to make really does transform. So, again, if you stay where you're at, nothing bad is going to happen, and you will still, be consistent. But I just don't think that the universe is going to let you stay there. It's kind of thing like you can't buck a tidal wave. You could stand there and on the edge of the beach, and you can have a giant tidal wave come at you, and you could be like, no, I'm not going to run like everybody else. I'm just going to stand here, and I'll be fine. The water's going to hit me, and it'll be fine. Sure, you could stand there, and then the tidal wave's going to wash you away. You can't buck a tidal wave. The smart thing is to ride the tidal wave, or to get out of the way. You know what I mean? So in this case, you want to get out of your own way, kind of thing, or ride the tide, kind of thing. But don't try to fight it. Don't try to buck it, and don't do nothing. If you sit there like a sitting duck, yes, these things can damage you. So you want to go with the flow, and don't be afraid of change. Change is nerve-wracking, but this is all really positive change. So if you're self-employed and you would expand, hire new people, offer new services, go to a different space, whatever it is, the growth is a great thing. You'll be able to handle it. You'll have people to help you, and you'll still be able to control it. I feel with this group, there's a sense of you don't want to lose control. You like the way things are right now because you're able to very much control the situation, kind of thing. But don't fear not being able to control, okay? Because you still will. It'll just be a little different. It'll just transform. Once this comes into play, you have cards of speed here. So once this comes into play, it will happen probably rather quickly, which is a good thing. And to be honest, also, it feels like I don't think you even realize. I think you're doing well, and you feel pretty successful in what you're doing, but I don't think you realize you've been so busy, let's say, working at making a success of, let's say, this business or whatever you do for work, or even just yourself, making a success of yourself, or doing really well at your job if you work for other people or you're in the corporate world or this kind of thing. I don't think you've even looked up to notice that you're like a superstar. Like you're doing amazing, and if you are self-employed and it's just you running your show, like you're hugely successful with that. And I don't think that this group has really looked in the mirror or stopped to realize, like, wow, I did this and it's really successful. And same with if you have an employer and you work for someone, or you work for a company, or this kind of thing. I don't think you realize that you're very, very valued. You're like a star member of the team. And I don't think you have stopped to realize I can really go higher than this, and I should go higher than this. So don't fear the expansion, because this is going to be a really good thing. Whether it's if you work in the corporate world or any kind of job where you work for someone else, there's definitely room for growth. There's promotion. There's moving up the ladder, moving up the ranks. You can become the manager. You can become a district manager. You can become, whatever it is. There's not a glass ceiling here. So you definitely have not hit the top yet, and you can go there, and you will, it looks like, very strongly. If you're self-employed and you have your own business, or you want to, this is saying there's a fork in the road coming up ahead, and take that fork, because it's inevitable that you will need to expand, that you will need to broaden your horizons here. You'll need to add employees or services or change your space to a larger space or something along those lines. And it will help to bring in even more money and really grow your business. And again, if you're not self-employed and you don't have your own business and you're relating it to working for someone else or a company or this kind of thing, it's the same principle here. It's there's so much growth and so much room for expansion and so much room to rise up the ranks and get promotions and bring yourself to not only a higher paycheck, but much more success and a lot of accolades with this career and with what you're doing. So for this group of people, very strongly, I suggest the only thing I see is kind of sitting on a mushroom because you know that change is coming and you're not a giant fan of change. So, I mean, many of us suffer from that. Like, you know, if you're comfortable and it's doing well, many of us, again, will be like, oh, why do we have to rock the boat? Everything's fine. But it's not that you're rocking the boat. It's that you're going to come to a point where it becomes crystal clear and the universe says to you, it's time to keep going. It's time to expand. It's time to grow. You just can't stay. It's human nature. We can't stay. We don't even stay in the same physical body. You know, we don't have the same physical body that we had 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Our body changes. If you look at a picture from yourself from 5 years ago, many of us would be like, wow, I had so much more hair, or look, I didn't have any wrinkles. Or if you're much younger, you're like, oh wow, look at the way I was wearing my hair or the color of it. Why doesn't it look like that anymore? It's different now because we're constantly changing. So it's the same principle with all aspects of our lives. And so don't fear it, go with it. And know that there's huge success there. Like, your success will only continue. This is showing me a group of people who are already pretty successful and doing pretty well. You either have a decent job and you're doing pretty good at it, or you're geared up to get a decent job, and or you work for yourself and it's been pretty good thus far. But there is so much more ready to come to you. And for those of you who are not afraid of it, you just haven't been sure which way to go, that question will be answered. You know, you'll get the guidance and support that you need, and you'll know which way to go, because this is, you are literally going to manifest bringing yourself to a place of true prosperity. You know, with the Nine of Pentacles here, this is someone who's very wealthy, but she made her own way. She didn't inherit the money. She didn't win it in the lottery. This card is representative of someone who made their way through their own blood, sweat, and tears, and their own, you know, smarts, their own investing in themselves, their own hard work. They got there, and also through manifestation. You know, you have the Magician here. This group, you know how to visualize something and make it manifest for you. So you've got the cards of speed. You've got the cards here of change. Don't fight it. Don't sit around and be like, oh, I don't know, I'm afraid of change. Don't be afraid of change. It's all going to work out the way, even better than it already has been working out. So this is a really great thing. And honestly, for whether you're working for someone else, like I said, or you have your own business, this group of people, you are headed to a place that's even better, and there is far more success and prosperity coming to you via your work or your business than you already have. And that's saying a lot, because I think many in this group have already had a decent job, a really good job that pays pretty good, or great benefits kind of thing, or a business that's been pretty successful. But this is saying it's going to be time coming up to go to the next level, and to make that change and to have some expansion is coming to you in a really good way. There's nothing really to fear here. So go for that. And whatever your big dream is for your career, for your business, for whatever job you do, don't make that dream small in any way. Don't make yourself small. Dream big, think big, go big, because there is that level of prosperity and income to come to you, you know. It's a really great thing for me to see for you guys. It makes me really happy to see that. I love to see success. I love to see manifestation coming to be. So do your affirmations, you know, think about what you do want, not what you don't want. Keep your focus on all that you already have. Stay in gratitude for the success you've had this far. Stay in gratitude for all that you have and all that you don't have yet. Stay in gratitude for that, and you're just going to pull more and more and more of that prosperity to you and that success to you. Okay, so this is a great thing. Kudos to you guys and gals in group 2 here, because this group has had a lot of success already and had a pretty good career, and it's only going to get better. Whether you stay with the same career you've had and been on, or you change tracks, doesn't matter. There's more and more success lined up to come to you, and much more prosperity via your work and your career to come to you. You will bring yourselves to a very lucrative position. So yay, this is group 1 had a pretty good read for that, and group 2 is right behind them. So this is great. I love when I can report really good things with regard to finance and career. All right, so here we have your angel card. Oh my goodness, miracle. Miracle is your card. Okay, our wings of light surround you and those you love. This current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work, and all will turn out well. All right, miracle. Well, that's perfectly fitting, because it's saying, you know, miracle is coming to you. You have what it takes. Everything is going to work out well. There's no need to fear any kind of change. The angels have your back. And this current situation, as it says, is governed by a higher power. So don't forget that. You know, like I said back here, you know, you could sit there, but eventually the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, the angels, they're going to make you move in a positive direction, because you can't stay stagnant. And yes, you've had some success, and that's great, but there's much. The universe wants more out of you, because you're capable, because it's meant for you. Success at very high levels is meant for you. This is you guys that have chosen this, you gals and guys, you're rock stars. You are, you know, celebrity status, so to speak. You know, I mean, you know, I'm being silly, but it's the truth. You guys have that special something where success wants to come to you. So utilize that, work it. And remember that the angels are on your side, and you have a beautiful miracle coming to you. So congrats. All right, group 2, congrats. All righty, let's move on to group 3. Okay, set of cards number 3. Set of cards number 3. Let's see what we have for you with regard to career and finance. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see how this is going to go for group 3. Set of cards number 3. Oh, all right. Sometimes it really surprises me. Interesting. Okay. Wow, give me a second. Let me see here. Wow. All right, so there's like 2 ways I think this can play out. I mean, this looks very much like, not to say that if you've chosen this set of cards that you don't have a career, but it looks like this is talking about where an abundance of money is going to come to you from. And this looks very strongly like it's talking about an abundance of money, a lot of money actually, coming to you from a marriage of some kind or a union. Now, it can be 2 ways that this works out, okay? One is that you can certainly marry into wealth, whether you're male or female. It doesn't matter. You can get involved with. It looks like there's a very strong possibility for some of you that have chosen this set of cards that you will get involved with someone, or you already are involved with someone who comes from a very wealthy background or has quite a bit of wealth, and is willing to share that with you and will embrace you and provide for you and let you into that wealth and let you be a part of it and enjoy it with them. And again, doesn't matter if you're male or female, this applies either way. So for some of you, this looks like a proposal of marriage, most likely. It doesn't have to be marriage. There's domestic partnership, there's marriage, there's just committed relationship with a promise to each other. Traditionally, obviously, the cards depict marriage, but obviously it's 2022. This can, translate, like I said, to a different type of union, like a domestic partnership or just a promise to each other where you're committed and you are promising to take care of each other, and one is definitely providing financially for the other. Now, but I do have the Justice card there, so I'm going to say most likely this is either a marriage or a domestic partnership because there's some kind of legality here. So that would be making it legal to have the Justice card there. Would say that this is something where you're literally signing papers, and so more like a marriage or a domestic partnership. Okay, but it looks like a lovely thing. I mean, it looks like, to be honest, for those of you where it plays out like that, where you're about to marry into money, for some of you, you already know this, like you're engaged to someone, or you're in a very solid relationship with somebody who's quite wealthy, and you have the feeling that it's headed that way. So this is just a confirmation of that. For others of you, you've waited quite a long time. This is, there's many of you out there that didn't really find love, or it took a long time, or let's say you've been waiting for a long time to find someone to marry. So for some of you, I don't even think you realize that, this is an option. I don't even think you realize that you're going to marry somebody of wealth, and the relationship might not have come in yet. This could be somebody that you haven't met yet. It's on the horizon, and this is where your life will change dramatically. So for many of you that have chosen this set of cards, there is someone coming into your life. It will be a very deeply romantic relationship. It will be, the love cards that are here, I'm not going to fool around. These are serious, beautiful love cards depicting a very serious relationship. This would be marriage. Now, even though we're not talking about, this reading is supposed to be about career and finances, but it's talking about love because it's saying that this is where an elevation to your money comes from. I'm not really picking it up as career, as I'm more picking it up as many of you who've chosen this set of cards may be marrying into quite considerable wealth, which will change your life, honestly. Many of you also may have to move because of it. It'll be moving into a different place, maybe even moving to a different town or state. So many of you will have to move because of it, but I don't see it as an issue. It's kind of like, oh, you want me to move into this castle? No, twist my arm. So it's a beautiful thing. It's for many of you. Now, another way that this can play out is for some of you, it can be a huge settlement from a divorce. So maybe some of you may have already been married to someone of considerable wealth, and you may have been waiting on a divorce settlement. It could be a long, it looks like for many of you, this is a long drawn out thing that's kind of gone on and on. Maybe you have moved or are waiting to move. And you've been waiting to see, are you even going to get, a fair settlement? Are you going to get what's rightfully yours, etc.? So if that's the case here, and for some of you, if you're waiting on a divorce settlement that will come through relatively soon. I think that this comes up again, starts depending on the situation. If you're waiting on a divorce settlement, I think, probably by the end of the year, again, beginning of next year, but really it feels like this year to me, which there's not that much left to this year. So it doesn't feel very far off, like a couple of months maybe. It looks like there's a huge celebration on your part because your divorce becomes finalized and you're able to move forward, and you do get quite a hefty settlement from that divorce. So for some of you, this is some kind of settlement. It looks to me very much like divorce kind of thing because we have a lot of marriage and love symbols here. So for some of you waiting on a divorce settlement, that's going to come through for you, and you will have quite a substantial settlement from it, and that will be life-changing for you in a sense that you can choose a new direction and decide what you want to do and where you want to go from there. For others of you, it's saying that a marriage is coming in. It's saying that you will, if you haven't already met someone, that you will meet someone that is quite wealthy, and they are going to want to provide for you and take care of you and help you. And that doesn't mean, treating you like, you're some kind of invalid or something. It's just they will want to, it's a lovely thing. It's a beautiful sentiment. They'll want to provide for you. They'll want to share their life, and they're more than just their life. They'll want to share their good luck and their abundance and their prosperity with you, which is a beautiful thing. This is reflected in a very, very positive light. And in part, it's really, for this group, destiny is at play here. So again, I can't stress enough, this is saying that for this group of people, there's some kind of prosperity is attached to a love relationship. So again, either you're breaking up and divorcing and waiting on a settlement, which will come through for you guys, and you will have quite a substantial settlement, or you have love coming in, and that love will be a beautiful love relationship, and one of the partners is quite wealthy. It looks like it's the person who's coming in and wanting to take care of you and wanting to provide for you and share their wealth with you. And that will change your life for the better in that way. So this is really quite lovely, whichever route is, applies to you. Now, if neither of those apply to you, I would say the only other thing I could say, well, first of all, the love relationship, you wouldn't be sure wasn't coming in yet. But let's say you're happily married, neither one of you are rich, and or have plenty of money, and you're thinking, well, how did I wind up with this set of cards if, we're happy, we're not getting divorced, we're not wealthy, and I'm not going to meet somebody new, I'm happy with my present partner. The only other thing I could say there, so this would be for a smaller percentage of you, but it could apply to some of you, is that this would then be something that is very something that your heart is very fond of. It can be a love of something, like a business that you've wanted to go into, and most likely you would do it with your partner, or through a family member on your partner's side, let's say, whether you're male or female. So it could be like, your sisters or brothers-in-law, or your mother or father-in-law, or your actual husband or wife or partner. There's some kind of then business or something that is formed here that is a venture that becomes quite successful and brings in quite a bit of wealth and prosperity. But it's for this group and this set of cards, each of those three scenarios, it's connected to love and a relationship here. The finance part here is connected to a love relationship. So we have either you're going to meet someone and get into a very serious relationship and get married, or become a domestic partnership, and that partner is quite wealthy and will provide and take care of you and share their wealth with you. Or you're a person who's is married and is waiting on a divorce settlement, And you've had to have quite a bit of patience, and that will finally pay off. You will get your divorce finalized. You will be able to move forward, and you will have quite a substantial settlement that you can go forward and really do anything you want from that point. It's quite a bit of money, honestly. Or you are happily married or with someone or have no desire to be in a relationship, whatever it is. But there is some kind of business venture that you take on with a love partner or with your partner's family, let's say, or, family or friends connected to your partner. So in some way it's connected to a love relationship, a love partner. There's some kind of business then that would be started. There's help and support from your partner, like I said, either your partner directly or your partner's family. And, literally like a partnership, there's papers signed kind of thing. And that whatever business it is, that you could be something you start in your home, in your kitchen. You could start selling a product or offering a service. And whatever it is, the help and support of your partner or your partner's friends and family really pays off and becomes, again, very lucrative. And it will bring you to a place of wealth, actually. So it brings you to prosperity and to wealth, but it is 100% connected to love. For all three of those scenarios are what I see here. And so for those of you who have chosen set of cards number 3, there is wealth and prosperity coming for you. Just all 3 scenarios to me are connected to love, which is not necessarily a bad thing at all. All right, let's get your angel message. Okay, so what do we have? Oh, transformation. Transformation. Okay, through the great love that holds you in its embrace, you are moment by moment transforming to ever greater light, ever greater oneness, and ever greater wisdom. That is perfect. I love it. So yes, there is transformation going on here. That makes total sense. The angels are saying that, embrace the moment by moment here because you are transforming. Again, if you're single and meeting someone or about to meet someone, it is going to transform your life. So that's totally fitting because you are going to go now and live in a different place, and you have to get used to moving in a circles of wealth, let's say. But this is transition that's all positive. I don't think you'll have any issues with it. And for those who are divorcing and waiting on that is also transformation, and it will transform your life, and you will be able to go forward and make new choices and go down a new road with the settlement behind you, which will be comforting. So your life is transforming there. And for those of you that are already attached, you will be transforming and maybe starting up some kind of new business venture connected to your love, connected to your wife or your husband or your partner, who will make it possible and go down this road with you and be your partner. In business as well as in life and in love. So the angels, again, have your back, and they're telling you transformation is coming, and it's a very positive, lovely thing here for you. So congratulations, Group 3. This is a beautiful spread as well. I'm so happy that all 3 sets of cards did not have anything really negative, honestly. That made me really happy to see. Everybody was on a track of bringing their money vibration up and increasing it. So that's a great thing. So I hope that you all found this helpful. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and go out there and manifest your best life, everyone. So until next time, we'll see you soon. Blessings, everyone.